is taken.
Yeah, there you go. Franco getting taken away by the side of Zion. Zion and both Stellark limiting the pool of marksmen. There's 4 marksmen on the band right here. What's left? Well, okay, the carry works very well for the side of Stellark. Very flexible. There's the movement speed as well, and don't forget Zion going in the barrage, going into that drop. That's going to be a very tanky lineup. So Stellark needs to make sure that the carry stays alive as long as possible. The light blue is going to proc so much true damage when it hits 4 per target.
Yeah, the way that Stellark is drafting, they have quite an insane amount of burst. But more importantly, and more scarily so, is their mobility. Yep, I think their mobility is going to be a very tough thing to deal with. Fossa, of course, yes, you have the fat air strike and all this, but you are required to aim nonetheless, right? So you have a moving target 4 times moving target at this point. It's going to be very hard to focus. They're going to reply from the side of Zion with a die-off as well as a Brody. So decent burst as well. It remains to be seen how they want to play against Stellark so far. Stellark left with 2 on that final placement of characters to see what is going to potentially knock them out of this competition.
I think Stellark right here, the Julian's still wide open. If they really want to go into mobility, that is one way to go. But I think they're lacking this kind of tank. I'm pretty sure the Benedetta should go into the XP lane as a tank. I've seen that being played unorthodox. But now, okay, you need a tank, you need a fighter. There you go. That is that Yu Zhong. A common way to respond to that Fossa once again, ladies and gents. Coming up with Stellark, I think, in my opinion, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think Stellark won draft, but Zion definitely have a lot more to prove. They need to make sure that Potatoes secures these neutral objectives with using the Barrage. Mango also, need to hold down the lane against, I believe that would be Sing going into the EXP lane. But if you notice from the side of Stellark, there isn't any mages at all except for Grisham that could do magic damage.
Yeah, this is something that Zion definitely needs to fully consider, right? With that lack of magic damage, they could easily just itemize against a full physical comp that Stellark has drafted so far. But now, pressures on Zion. This is potentially the last game of the tournament for them. This is the last place guess for them. They have to draw, and then only then can they win against Stellark. Stellark has, I won't say an easy job, it's more of a straightforward job of closing it out. And now with that, we are going to game 2 of our best of 3. Holla, let's get it going.
Oh my gosh, too much is at stake right now. I'm actually worried for Zion. Again, they're trying to go a little bit off Keitzer, changing things up and trying to do things a little bit different. But first blood already going the way of, what was it? Right to sink on that one. What was that?
Yep, I think that was a heavy dive on that side. Actually, there was a defense being put out by SUPERGIRL, and SUPERGIRL is not the person you want to have be killed on your team, on the side of Zion.
Yeah, you got to get yourself going. You got to give yourself a good opportunity to win. Now, mind you, it's just literally a minute into the game, and it's one of those situations where we're trying to do it, but that one completely backfired. They got to be a little bit careful with how they do this. They need to play a little bit better.
Yeah, they went on early game aggression. There was, oh my goodness. It is going to be a 1-to-1 trade so far, and you can see Zion, they know what's at stake. They are already screaming. They have to make sure that the tempo is up, the hype is up. They need to be in energetic form.
They need to be energetic, but they also need to make good, smart plays. First 10 minutes, super important. Make sure that they've got themselves a chance to win. As I say that, Fossa going in for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough for them to see. And it looks like they're going to make it out so far. But Stellark, I think at this point, going to be very, very aggressive. They know they have the advantage. They're going to try and push it as far as possible.
Try to do as much as you can, provide that space that's going to be required. Also very important. But Zion here, if we're talking about net worth, it's like literally neck and neck at the 2-minute mark.
Yep, so far. And the first objective is going to spawn on the map. First major objective. Previous game, Zion did not manage to get a single turtle out of the full first laning phase, and it looks like it might be the same story again.
I don't know how I feel about this. Last time they traded it, for 2 kills to get that turtle in the game 1? This is one where they're just like, hey, we're not going to contest here. We're going to try to get as much farm as possible. But again, look at it, opening it up. The turtle has now been taken by Stellark, and also they've done the invade.
Yep, Zion, they are bleeding, but what's worse is Stellark is holding a knife and a hammer. They are ready. Blunt Trauma Force is definitely something that Stellark looking to inflict on Zion because you can see they are not comfortable at all.
Really? Knife and a hammer? Like they're dual wielding at this stage? Isn't that kind of awkward?
You tear open a wound and then you smash it.
Okay, all right, that's a new one. All right, I mean, you know, I would think that like double hammer or double knife, something like that, so that you have that, but you're going to go with the hybrid combination. I like it.
Yep, it's more painful in that case. You know, bigger surface area for you to pour salt, right? That's what they're looking to do now at this point for Stellark, because you already know that Zion is in a bad position and they're hurting, right? It's going to be quite tough. Mentally, it is a strain.
Yeah. It's a situation now where, hey, you've been punched in the face. How do you react? You need to ensure that your team is on point because you have 0 lives at this point. But let's look a little at the top lane. Little jawhead action in terms of just, you know, Fossa just trying to provide a little bit of pressure.
Yep, they might connect and get a kill here. And I think at this point, right, Stellark, they have a decent lead. As it looks like, no, it's not Stellark, it's actually Zion. He has a decent lead, around 10k, so it's about 600, 400 gold at this point. But more importantly, I think Stellark has control of the map.
Yeah. Actually, they did this in game 1 as well. They provided a lot of pressure, but as we get the knock-up, Sink is down over there. They're going to take that kill. Mango will secure that one. Vanix is actually going to kill Fossa as well, and if we're looking at the top lane, Chu now has to run. Zion a little bit low, but they're okay in this situation.
Yep, so yes, they do have the map control, but Zion doing well to make sure that they get the aggressive aggression from Stellark down, right? Getting 2 kills for themselves, now they're leading kill score 3-1, and you can see they are going to be very patient.
All of that is great. You've gotten the kills.
Half the members of Stellark, who's going to come out farming? It is going to be SmellyCat.
Yeah, we're going to find out as we get back into the game here. The turtle's going to be started. Fossa's there, and mind you, Stellark, again, heavily focusing on the turtle, but it looks like they're going to back off, especially since there's a bit of a 4-on-4 situation. But the turtle's back into the lair here. That's
right. It's going to be turtle dance at this point. Fossa dancing really well. You can see that movement. But it's going to be right smack in the center. So this is even. Both teams, they have to be really careful about their positioning. But Sink is going to try and jump in. I think this is a rebate of what happened in game 1 as well. Sink situation for Fossa.
Yeah, but they got to be a little bit careful. Sink is actually a little on the lower end. Mind you, the turtle had recently, you know, he regenerated. He's back in the lair, but he's been pulled away. Now Stellark, yes, they still have 4 members, but you know, you're not everybody's at full strength right now, so you've got to be super careful in terms of this turtle fight here.
Yeah, Potato wants to make sure he gets the lead over Wanderer at this point. It does provide a bit more visibility for them. And now, Fossa, same thing. He's staring them down. He does have access to his ultimate. So at this point, they just want to make sure it's as easy as possible for Bambi to come in and steal.
Yeah, it's super low. Who's going to get the steal? And Potato will take that one. That's going to be the first turtle, at least for this game. But Potato now continuing to fight. They use a feathered airstrike, doing a ton of damage. Sink is going to go down. Mango will secure that one, and SUPERGIRL also killed Chu on the back end of that.
That's right. Zion, they come back fighting 5-1 at this point as we are reaching a 6-minute mark. And it looks like they are having a very sizable lead. It is going to be 3k goal at this point. No longer going to be talking about, oh, they don't have control of the map. They do have it now.
That was a nice swing. They not only got the turtle, they got the kills, they got the mid turret as well. I mean, that is just looking up and up, and they've got almost a huge lead in terms of the 6-minute mark of a 4K net worth lead.
Yeah, while the deaths are technically on the correct people on Stellark, right? These are the people that can afford to die. Bear in mind that Bambi has not gotten any kills. Sink has not gotten any kills. SmellyCat has not gotten any kills, and that's a very big deficit to recover from.
True, very, very true. And SmellyCat has been pushing in the top lane, has not really been kind of joining in the team fights. You know that carry needs some farm to do some damage to make sure that you can carry yourself. But Stellark right now, they're very behind on this. You know, we haven't seen too much of this draft, so maybe they're not 100% familiar with it, and we're kind of seeing the effects of that.
Yeah, like, if you take a look at Potato, he now has a 3-level advantage against Sink, right? Yes, we do expect the level advantage to be there, but 3 levels is really quite a lot. And Zion, they're going to be able to control the map movement and wave management across Stellark as well, because they can always pressure them. I'm ready to kill you anytime. I have a 3-level advantage or 2-level advantage, and that means I can do a lot more than.
All right, here's the situation. Oh, wild charge. Oh, Mango. He's going to be fine for now, but under turret, need to be careful. Now, Zion have that lead. They've taken objectives. They understand what they need to do, but they need to continue to put on the pressure. Zion needs to turn this around, and Stellark are actually putting pressure on the bottom.
Yeah, might not be the best idea at this point. Stellark, we have seen how they did this earlier in the season against Slate. They got punished extremely heavily. I think Zion doing really well. I like the way they have positioned themselves around the map. you can take a look at the rotations as well. Now this is going to be the third and final turtle of the game, and this time Zion shows up. They have this advantage. They know what's going on, and Stellark for the first time going to be on the back foot.
It's almost like they hear us, right? We were talking about how they didn't get any turtle, and now they've gotten almost all the turtles. So Zion have done, almost flip in terms of what they want to do for the objectives. But they did trade the bottom turret, something to take note of. That is a little bit more space going the way of Stellark.
Yep, so far the only surviving tier 1 turret is going to be on the bottom. But if we take a look at the items itself, same tanky build, right? But this time the helm comes out first for the side of Barats. So Potato being more cautious in his itemized build as well. And if you take a look at Brody, he already has the Blade of Despair, and that's a huge item to have at 8.5 minutes. That's a lot of damage, and Brody being on the back lines as well is going to be very difficult for Stellark to find him.
Very good. It's a great item to have, especially at this stage. It will definitely show in that next big team fight. We're hoping for that to happen, but now Stellark are behind, right? They've kind of need to come back into this one. I mean, they're pretty much putting all their eggs in one basket in terms of SmellyCat, making sure that he doesn't the far. But look, Stink goes down yet again. He's died 4 times already. Fossa's looking to go for in this one. He does go down, and Mango will trade for that one. Chu will secure that kill.
Yeah, that was Zion's trade all day long, man. I mean, yes, you do trade a kill at the top for the kill that you've gotten at the bottom, but you managed to kill one more member of the side of Stellark, and you trade the tower as well. So definitely all advantage for Zion. They have a 3,000 gold lead still, and growing, of course.
Yeah, Zion have completely changed this around. You can sense it, right? Now, most teams will crumble after that game 1 loss, and the fact that they're in game 2 and they're playing better than they were in game 1, I like what I see from Zion.
Yeah, but let's talk a bit more about the late game insurance. Zion's late game, to me, looks a bit lacking to me.
How dare you?
Stellark's late game does do a little bit better. There is a lot of burst potential from them, and so it is going to be very difficult. Zion still needs a couple of prerequisites before they land that perfect combination. And now, it is really about the priority targets, right? You were mentioning about this in the previous game as well. So now, Zion, I think, yes, they have certain skills that are AoE as well, but Stellark has individual priorities as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where the Black Dragon's going to be used more to scout, and he just zips on out of there. He's like, no, I'm not actually going for this one. But the Lord is now going to be started on this one. This is going to be very dangerous, I think, for both squads, because you do not want to give up the first Lord at this stage.
Yep, at this point, well, it is not exactly a I win low, I win game kind of concept.
Oh! They found Fossa. He has to flicker to safety. He's fine for now, but go on.
Yeah, but at this point, it will at least convert into at least 2 covers across the map. So Stellark has to be very careful. Zion, they have the advantage. I don't think they're going to allow space for Bambi to jump in as well. Bambi is quite far away. And yes, no contest at all. And Stellark, yes, they don't lose anyone, but they lose a very big objective. They haven't done the proper wave management as well, so it's kind of tough.
That was actually pretty massive. The feathered airstrike was on point by SUPERGIRL hiding in the bush, making sure that if anyone were to come, we have a way to zone it out. Very smart play, making sure that they do secure that Lord. Now Zion continue the pressure with this 5K network.
Yeah, so I like the way that Zion's positioning themselves, right? They are forcing Stellark to take a full 5-on-5 fight. If like, you know I'm here, but you can't take me in a 1-on-5 situation. So you have to bring your whole team along. And that really plays into the structure of the draft that Zion has provided so far.
Yeah. And very well played. They seem to understand what are the win conditions, understanding that they need to kind of, put the pressure on here. The Lord is going to put it on the bottom lane here. Feather Airstrike is going to be, again, just more of a zoning one. I don't think that they're actually going to commit for this one, but the Lord has done what they needed, and they've taken that inhibitor turret.
Yeah, B5-0, the Giant is here as well. They will not get that final pistol, of course, but this spells at least 2 tier 3 turrets on the side of Stellark. Now, Zion, they can smell blood, but is this the moment to really jump on it? I'm not really sure. I don't think so.
No. You've gotten what you wanted. You've created that space. You've got that inhibitor turret. That's what the Lord traded for you. Now, you play a little bit safer. You just regroup, and maybe you take out this second turret top. But other than that, I think that you can kind of, you got to let it go.
Yeah, yes, while Zion has the advantage here, Stellark, I think they have the potential for a turnaround as well. Not sure why they dropped the outie at that point just to try and secure the towers, but not really.
I'm okay with it. I think it was great. They did structural damage. Yes, they didn't get the turret in the end, but I mean, you're trading a cooldown for all that objective damage. I'm totally fine with what Zion did. Now they just wait for the next minion wave as well as their cooldown.
Well, I should take the advice from the KTV. I was a bit impatient there. I would have watched it.
Understood, but it looks like he can still play. They get the ejector. They throw him back to 2 two-man knockup. The feathered airstrike has already been stopped. Vanix is killed, and it looks like they're going to be on the run. Zion Latte is going to be stuck in the wrong spot. Mango is fighting 1 versus 4, and he's going to flicker to, well, try to stay alive. He dashes the Guardian Barrier. Sync goes in for this one. He's trying to get the kill. SUPERGIRL, Latte, all on the run, all very low, and no one is dying.
Oh, that was super close. Zion, I mean, Vanix was the only one that died. At this point, he has the tank his heavens that he was not the jungler in this game. It would have been a disaster, right? But at this point, Zion, I think they recovered pretty well, right? Yes, they didn't get the 2 tier 3 turrets at the top and the middle lane,
right.
But they managed to skirmish, get the skirmish going and didn't die. They got back to their base.
Yeah, okay. You were asking if Zion should be sticking around, right? They had the feathered airstrike. You know, man, the play top where they did a little bit of damage on the inhibitor. Yeah. But it was one of those things where Stellark saw that, knew that the cooldown was on cooldown, and then they could actually make a play on those situations. One of those things where you're getting caught out in those moments. You need to ensure when your cooldowns are up so that you are always going to have that in for that team fight. Stellark tried to take advantage. They only got Vanix, though.
Yeah, I mean, by the way that it's described, it kind of looks like a bait, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it didn't exactly turn out into a bait. It really cost them quite dearly. Thankfully, they didn't die that much. And Fossa might get punished here.
He's actually just taking. He's about half. He's fine. They have the ejector, but it's on to SUPERGIRL. Fossa will pay for that one. SUPERGIRL is down, though. That's a lot of damage, and they're going to have to look to run. OhDeerBambi is next on the list. Potato will secure that one. Zink is on the run. And Zion are trying to find something. They don't have a barrier, and that's going to be used now. A little too late.
Yep. Oh, that was so close. That would have been over. But the retribution is down on the side of Potato. If not, that would have been game over. And Zion would have taken it. Could have taken the Lord already. Bambi's going to be up in about 20 seconds, which means that Zion probably has this ball for free, unless there's a miracle steal at this point. I'm not gonna see that happen, I think.
They're going for this one. They're just gonna try to contest here. It's gonna be solo. Potato will take the Lord on that one. 2 dashes away, and Zink is gonna be stuck all by himself. Is he able to get a lot away? He does not! Vanix will secure that kill. Nice shot, but they're gonna look to fight. Mango tries to keep himself alive. He's a little low. Doesn't need to be careful. 2, Black Dragon. The feathered airstrike has now arrived. Mango is down. SmellyCat will secure that one. 2 is continuing to fight. SmellyCat has been killed. That is a ton of all the damage that they need. 2 is down. Fossa now on the run. Latte trying to get something else.
Yup, this looks like it's their last legs for Stellark here. Zion, they smell blood. They know it. They're going to start knocking on the door in that middle tier turret. And on the top lane, the Lord is going to show his presence as well.
Oh gosh, a lot of pressure. Zion playing this well. It's only a 4K net worth lead though, but Zion providing pressure in the mid lane. The Lord is going to push in the top lane. Zion, this is going to be the last inhibitor turn. The base is wide open. Feathered airstrike. They're trying to go in. OhDeerBambi trying to get the kill. He does kill Latte as well as SUPERGIRL, and maybe that was the heroic play that they need. But Sync is looking to fight. He's getting a little bit low. He's trying to fight with Vanix. They're going to look to go in, and Vanix gets the snipe. And Potato and Vanix will run away and tell the tale of how they've lost 3 members.
Yep, at this point, I think Sync is happy to throw his life, right? They do get Zion back, get off their backs, and this leads Stellark to be able to defend against this Lord pretty comfortably. There is a 4,000 gold lead on the side of Zion, but bear in mind, we are reaching the late game stages already, which means your farm doesn't really matter, because at this point, everyone is strong, right? It really comes down to the death timers. Who is going to make the important kills? Who is going to get that objective?
Look, you're 100% right in the sense that Stellark have 0 turrets alive, right? And it all comes down to this one big team fight, right? Is Zion able to, overwhelm them by putting pressure in all 3 lanes? Are they going to wait for the Lord? How are they going to do this? Because if they lose that one team fight, it's just going to be a repeat of game 1.
I'm liking this from Zion though. The way that they're waiting, they're expecting Stellark to be a bit more aggressive, right, to search for them across the map. And they're grouping up as 5. They're ready to jump on them. I'm going to speak a bit softer just in case they can hear me across the map. Right, but here we go. They might get a glimpse of Fossa here. Like I said, the gameplay is very simple. Let's wait for Stellark to overcommit, and that's it, man. That's gonna be their death bait, and we're gonna put them 6 feet under.
You're right, but it's coming down to those late game decisions, right? You have to ensure that you do not get caught out, right? If you lose one guy gets out of position, fine, let him die, but not the entire team. You got to be super careful and make sure that that late game decision doesn't bite you in the butt.
I think at this point, it's really more of the moment I go in, I have to commit everything, right? And that's not something you want as a team, especially in this late game, because at this point, I think regardless of the goal, right?
Yeah.
It is really who gets the more important things done.
Yep.
And here we go. The final, not final, but the next Lord has spawned already. We are about to hit the 18-minute mark, and now Zion and Stellark. Just a good 4,000 or 3,000 goals separating them, and 40 seconds worth of death timers at least.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of time. And Zion are going to start the Lord. Stellark are in the top lane. They know that something is up. I mean, it's clearly... They know the Lord is up, so they're going to try to go for the conceal play. Fossa trying to go in, but he's been spotted out. Wait, is he going to get the ejector? No, he's been caught out right now, but Latte, Potato in a bad spot. They need to make sure that they're signed. The ejector has not been used. The Black Dragon has been used, though, and they're trying to go for this. Latte's looking to go down. He does get killed, and SmellyCat will secure that one. And they do trade for this Mango. Vanix is going to secure onto Sync, but now it's 4 versus 4.
Yep, this is not looking good because Bambi still has access to his retry. It looks like Potato still has 10 seconds left on that retry, so this is a time that Stellark definitely wants to fight. But I think Zion understands where they are at this point, so they're going to be a bit more patient. I really like this patience from them. They learned from game 1 especially, and we're going to see Potato.
He's walking around. He's got Mango backing him up. SmellyCat is within the vicinity as well. But now this is a weird situation. Latte, 5 seconds and he's up. Sync, about 13 seconds. You know, both of these are going to respawn by the time the Lord is getting anywhere close to death. But now Zion need to make the right move. They're focusing this. They're taking some damage. How do you feel about this play?
They have to be very careful because Bambi is still quite far away. He is in the mid lane. Yes, he can traverse quite quickly across the map. But more importantly, he has to be very careful. He does not want to die. The junglers are the very important. They die, they lose their retry fight.
Fossa was looking to go for the flank play. They do still continue to kite the Lord. They need to be careful. Okay, they're going to let him back into his lair, so to speak. But, okay, Zion Esports, they had an opening. Yes, there was 4 versus 4, but it was more of those situations where we don't want to risk it. We got to play safe.
I mean, I like the fact that they're playing patiently, but I think they kind of missed a window here. Like Zion, the moment Benedetta was all the way to bottom clearing, I think they should have taken the fight.
Agreed.
And it looks like they are not going to learn from that because I have to be a little quiet on this. Sync. I am not sure what he's trying to do here, but he's doing it well.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this one, but the Lord, again, about half-life, OhDeerBambi, making their way back into this fight. And Fossa's looking for somebody. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the ejector. He doesn't at this point. But the turret is now pushing. This is providing pressure in the bottom lane. But look at Sync all the way in the bottom.
Zion.
He's been caught, but do they get the Lord? OhDeerBambi's going to secure that one. SUPERGIRL is going to use Feathered Airstrike. Sync is on the wrong side of this one. He's going to get blown up here. Eventually goes down. Mango will secure that one. But they've taken out Latte as well, and they do have something in return. OhDeerBambi, Chu now on the run.
That was great by Stellark. I mean, yes, they lost one. It's a 1-for-1 trade. But the Lord is secured by Stellark, which means Zion now has to face the pressure. Bear in mind, like I said, this is even already. This is a game where we are the late game. Let's take a look at the items. At this point, most of them already are fully stacked, right, with the exception of the support in the game as well. But if you take a look at that, they are all quite tanky. There are 3 immortalities on the side of both teams, which means that it's going to be a long, extended fight.
Okay, so we talked about the patience that's required from Zion, right? But they were up about 4K or so. They are actually losing now. Did they lose that window of opportunity?
I think they did, but momentarily only. Once they have cleared this Luminous Lord at the bottom, it's once again back to square one, right? It's just a rerun of what's going to happen, who's going to do the split push better. And at this point, of course, the easier side to execute will be the side of Zion, right? They don't really have to care about the mega creeps at this point. They're always crashing down across the different lanes. But it's surprising to me that they're allowing Stellark to just move like that.
Okay. They do have that window, but look at Stellark now providing that pressure. They're starting to choke out. They're taking over the map. They have almost firm control. Yes, you have 90 seconds on the Lord, and this is just going to put a little bit, Zion will just kind of stay in their base and just keep themselves alive for now. But again, it feels like Stellark have really turned on a switch, and they're kind of getting ready for this late game and that one last team fight.
I think at this point, I agree that, Zion has to be really careful. They have to make sure they understand where they're standing and not try to give away kills that easily, right? But at the same time, the fact that they're playing with such fear right now is going to be quite difficult for them to deal with.
Yes, for sure. Agreed. But it looks like Stellark are going to back up here. They've gotten what they've wanted in the sense of, hey, we've tried to take as many jungle camps on the way out. And we are continuing to grow this net worth lead. This has got to be worrying in Zion. Now, they got to be patient. They got to choose their battles.
Yeah, they don't want to show that many faces in lanes. They want to make sure that they keep Stellark guessing. You know, no, I'm not committing all my resources to this defense on this particular lane because you know, if you let any one of these professional teams know, it's going to be tough. Sink might get caught out though.
He might have been caught out. He thought he was going to be cheeky, but he walked into all 5 members that conceal play, and Sink is down. That's the first life. The second one is down. Potato will secure that one.
Oh, OhDeerBambi, is it going to be a repeat? Oh, he's just going to jump away.
Okay, so this is the thing. You lost one, fine. Okay, he was trying to make a play, didn't happen. You make sure you back up, you don't lose anything else.
Now the Lord is going to come out, and I think Zion prime position to take everything. 40 seconds more before Sink is revived, so it should be an easy picking for Zion.
You think it's easy, but nothing is ever easy in this game, right? Fossa's making his way here, Chu's going to be here, and SmellyCat as well, but Zion, they're not bursting it fast enough. It's a huge window. Sink is down to 25 seconds. That's almost an eternity at this stage, and it looks like they're going to look to go for the steal, and Vanix will secure the board. That's a huge win. They did get the shot onto Vanix. He's going to get the safety. Latte does go down, and they're looking to turn this around. Mango is getting very low. He's on that next target list. That's going to be the resurrection, but do you save him? No, you do not. SmellyCat will secure this one. Fossa goes for the ejector. Potato's been thrown back. It's a 4 versus 3. Potato, he's going to be left for dead, and they have the suppression. They have the side. SUPERGIRL, the feathered airstrike, though, is looking to turn this around. Potato is down. Vanix is continuing to fight, but it looks like it's going to be one last remaining from Zion with Vanix here.
Oh my goodness, SmellyCat! Holy! I was holding my breath there because Zion, they were almost punished so heavily by the backlines of Stellark.
Let's turn this around. I mean, let's just check out the replay on that one. I think that we all need to just figure out what just happened. Stellark completely turned the game on its head, and now they are in the driver's seat.
The moment that they got that ball on Zion, I think they really understood that this was the time to jump in. And if you take a look, the base wing!
The base is on it!
Everyone! Okay, they got it! They got it! Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh. They found the opening, they went for it, and they were like, no, we're going 100% in. And they knew it. And Stellark here just pulled it off, and they just end up winning the game. Oh my gosh. What are your thoughts on that one, JAYZ? So, yeah, but I mean, it's one of those situations where I'm not 100% clear in terms of how that one, I mean, it was like a highlight that was happening, but then, sorry.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at the POV from us, right? When we were going into the instant replay, I saw the Lord marching down the mid lane. So I was kind of expecting, okay, we have some time to talk about this highlight. But of course, we were suddenly pointed and gestured towards the bottom side corner of the screen, and you know, well, hello, the 4 members of Stellark were suddenly hitting the base. They decided that, you know, it doesn't matter that our immortalities are down. It doesn't matter if we die. The base is not strong enough to take our damage.
That's the thing where the situation would happen. The late game decision making that you can do in terms of, you know, you had that opening. We talked about the fact that you win one team fight. And again, I think Zion even got caught out in the inhibitor bottom, where they probably should not have fought that. They should have just, you know, regrouped, made sure that they were safe in that situation, and Stellark took full advantage of that.
They were not exactly decisive with it. I think it was a moment, right? We've seen a couple of moments across the map where they had access.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let me break this down to you. That fight was so close. Zion, of course, you know,